Hey everybody, welcome back. Todd here. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. I'm up here at the Northland today, and that's our property up in northeastern Michigan. We've got 80 acres and a cabin, and over the years we've developed a trail system throughout the woods so we can move around the property. We've developed 5 food plots for deer hunting and turkey hunting, so we enjoy getting out in the woods. And this year we decided to buy some mini bikes, give the grandkids something to do when they come up, but also we decided to get 2 of the larger size mini bikes so that the adults would have a way of getting around the property as well. Particularly when I'm up here working in the woods, often I'll take the tractor out and the guys will have to walk out, or drive the Jeep out there. But since I've gotten the mini bikes, it makes it easy for getting around and zipping around the property. Even things like when I want to run out and check trail cams, I can do that real easy with the mini bike. So let me show you the bikes and talk a little bit more about how I'm using them. The TrailMaster MB200s are classified as mini bikes, but the adults are riding them. I mean, I'm 5'8", 240 something, and I'm riding it just fine. It's not bottoming the suspension out or anything. But here's what really makes these bikes and separates them from the pack. You can see the rear has a full suspension on the back, and you got obviously forks and a suspension in the front. So at the time that I bought it, which is December, January of this past year, these were the only mini bikes that had a full suspension. Obviously, it's got the tires that are just about, they'll go through anything. I mean, if you get into some muck with them, they're great. If you're running down a sandy trail, it doesn't matter. These tires are great. The bikes go pretty good. I mean, I don't really know what the exact top end of it is because we're running around here. We don't have a speedometer on them, but trust me when I say this, it goes faster than you're going to probably want to go on these trails that we're running it on. And then we picked up the Storm. It's a Storm 200, also by TrailMaster, and it basically has the same motor in it that these mini bikes, the larger 2 mini bikes, have. And so the little kids or the grandkids have been riding that one. Now my eldest grandson, who's like 9 years old, has been able to ride the larger size, but he would still prefer riding this one for the time being because he's just got better control. I think the larger bikes are about 160 pounds, something like that, and you're dealing in, I don't know, 80 pounds or something like that for the Storm. So certainly easier for the kids to maneuver the smaller ones. Now, one thing that I will say is this does have an adjustment screw to restrict the throttle. And if you're going to introduce young kids to this bike, you definitely want to restrict that down until they get the hang of it. So here's the bikes. Let's take them for a ride, and I'll kind of show you what we're doing with them. Okay, if you're new to a mini bike, and what makes this a mini bike as opposed to a motorcycle is that it does not have a clutch that you have to push in. It does not have a manual transmission where you got to shift gears. So realistically, all you've got to do is turn that handle right there, and it makes the gas go, and the clutch automatically engages over here. So really, if you can ride a bicycle, you can ride this. It's got a front handbrake, but that just goes back to this disc brake back here. So it's a rear disc brake with a hand brake lever and the gas on the handle there, and it cranks it back. As far as the motor, it's really just a small engine, no different than, say, a Briggs & Stratton or something like that you might have on a lawnmower. So you pull start it right there. It's got a choke and what have you, but realistically, that's all there is to it. So it's very simple to operate. They're very dependable. These things start up on the first pull almost every single time. And you do have to hit the choke. Just choke it, pull it over, it starts, immediately turn the choke off, and it idles just fine. So both these big bikes are the same. They're just a black one and a red one. So let's go ahead and take this thing for a ride, and I'll show you how I'm incorporating or using this in our property management program and that kind of a thing. These are the trails that run throughout the property. Okay, I'm out here checking trail cams. I'm going to trade the cart out. Okay, it's one down, several to go. This is one of our food plots. It just was planted about 2 weeks ago, and this is an annual. So we hit it with glyphosate and killed everything off, and then planted over it. So you can see it's starting to come in pretty good. So we use the mini bikes to run these trails, run out, get SD cards swapped out and stuff like that. It's a lot easier. I mean, all these trails are made to be able to drive in a pickup truck or a Jeep, but using the mini bikes is just so much easier, and it gets you around fast too. Real easy to get down here, turn them around, run these trails. So I'll move on to the next one.